Well, we got the 4450 MFD hooked up to our 15-foot rotary mower here. We'll go cut some trees. Hey everyone. Well, it's about, was it June 19th or something today? Yep, we had some more rain. We had a storm here whole Saturday night. Pretty wild one. Wall of wind come. The only damages we had, that slab fence across the road, which was kind of rotten anyways. Kind of a blessing in disguise. And there's a door off the old barn over there that kind of flew off. I can show you a little picture of that in a little bit, but had about 6/10 of an inch of rain that night, and last night we had just over, I think, 1.25 inches. So she's a little wet again. Lots of grass. So now, in between getting ready for haying and AIing cows and processing calves, we got our 15-foot Schulte bush mower hooked up. And we've been cutting some trees, and I'll show you where we go and in a little bit, but we had to do some fixing on here. This gearbox had some problems last fall. When Roland was using it, I guess this shaft here was kind of seized up. And what happened, he was mowing in a ditch, and as this was coming up, I guess it pushed into this, pushed that inside and kind of boogered some things up. Had to put new gears in, and then wasn't kind of put back all that great. There was some iffy stuff and it kind of piled up again, so got it put back together late last fall and put the gearbox in this spring. And somebody that had fixed it, which was not me or Roland, they didn't put this seal in right, and I checked the oil in it and it seemed like it was a little low, so I put oil in her. Here she was pouring oil out of that seal. So ripped that seal off. It just comes off externally anyways, so that wasn't a bad deal. So yeah, now we're going again. So Dad's been in between jobs, he's been mowing trees, and it's a safe job for him too. The only thing is the AC isn't working very good in the tractor right now, but working the coolest part of the days, it's not so bad. So anyways, we'll go and show you what we're doing and see how we get it done. Well, there's the door that got ripped off the little barn here. Took some track with it too, but it's kind of a rotten old thing anyways, so it's kind of a blessing in disguise. I eventually want to tear this down and maybe move it to my place, or I don't know what we're going to do with the pieces yet, but the tin's kind of pooched, and yeah, it's time to, we don't use this barn here anymore anyways. It's kind of in a low spot besides, so in the spring it gets pretty wet in here, and it's not really in the right spot now. We thought about moving it over into the pre-calving pen over there, but as far as moving it, it'd probably be quicker to tear it down since it is a pole barn. It's probably quicker just to tear it apart than it is try to figure out how to move it. So yeah, that's the extent of our storm's aftermath, so nothing too major. Well, it's the next day, and we're out on what we call 28. This is where Dad's mowing here right now. There's about 50 acres to mow. You can see where the edge of the tree line is over there. You have a little history lesson, I guess, of how this come to be. A logging crew come in approximately 20 years ago, and this was actually all solid poplar trees at one time. Like, there was just a few acres of open land over there and over there. The rest was solid trees. So anyways, this logging crew come in and cut the wood and hauled it out by truckloads. And then the aftermath was piled up, and eventually we burnt it, and we bought the quarter after it was logged. This wasn't our quarter at the time. So it was a pretty good mess here before. There was no grass at all growing here. It was just solid trees coming back. We weren't sure if we were going to get on top of it or not. So anyways, we rented a mower from a buddy of mine. Same kind of mower, same Schulte mower. And we've mowed her all down once, plus other acres. And it's time to get back at it again. As you can see, some of them are getting to be almost as tall as the tractor. And just trying to keep control of the growth as best we can so we can grow more grass. Just crawls away there with maybe 2 or 3 miles an hour. Hopefully you can hear me with this wind. It's kind of picking up there today. Whoops. I'll show you in some of the heavier spots what he can do. There are times we have gone to the height of the tractor, the cab. Oh yeah, that's right, he needs his earplugs because he's got the windows open and got no air conditioning today, so we'll catch you in a bit. Okay, while he's mowing here, got him going again. Just kind of explain to you what we're doing here. The mower is right up, basically in transport position. We don't like to skim it right off at the ground. Like to see a little bit of stubble here. That way a cow can walk over it and bend it over like that. You don't want to shave it. It'd be too hard on the mower anyways, shaving it off at the ground. And it is pretty rough ground here because there was a dozer in here cleaning up and they're churning up dirt and whatnot. But here's some of the spots where the trees are a little bigger. I think what he does, he kind of has the bucket on the tractor there and kind of flattens it out a little bit so that way he doesn't have sticks jamming into the ripping hoses and wires, and as you can see there, I don't know if it just kind of knocks it down, especially in the heavier stuff. But anyways, this is some of the heavier stuff he's done. I'll try and, he says there's a spot over there he's going to be going, so we'll show you how he can go through that and mow her down. Yeah, this will rot down, and don't want to come in here with tractors too much afterwards because you could maybe puncture a tire, especially coming at it the opposite way. That can go into a tire real quick, especially coming at it like that. You gotta know what you're doing. Well, he's coming back. We did probably about the same amount of acres last year, maybe even a little bit more, because I know on our own properties back then we did a bunch of acres and of logging, and then we purchased this quarter 2 years later, and we have to do the same thing here. Guess I better not stand too close because sometimes a stick goes flying too. Maybe I better get ahead of the mower. Oh, there he is. Couldn't find him. You might have a clutch smoking. Where you going, old boy? He bumped into one of those big trees. Oh no, he's coming around. Oh, looks like he uprooted one. That's about the extent of what you want to do with that tractor and mower. How safe it is for me to go behind them, but let's give it a try. Be ready to duck. You see the odd spot where he hits dirt there, where the crawler had, well, they're right there, where the dozer had piled up some dirt. So sometimes hit that. Okay, I better get out of the way because he's coming back. Biggest tree, yeah, that one's above the tractor and it's coming down. About 2 inches around is about the extent you want to mow. After that, you may as well get a dozer. I feel, anyways. But he's gonna unload that and go over the top here with the mower. As long as you crawl away slowly, the mower's right up so it doesn't take the ground too much. Works pretty decent. Can't take that tree though. That's a little much. I think he's carrying on now. Yeah, he's Yeah, he's coming back. Okay, I better get the hell out of here. So yeah, ground's kind of lumpy and bumpy, so you don't get a total consistent stubble, but height, but oops, right there. You can see it or not. Yeah, these trees, well, 6-7 feet high. No problem with this unit. View sticks flying. Like I said, don't, when you're mowing, say coming this way, don't go back across it, because that's when you start poking tires. Been there, done that. Just kind of make a circle and just keep going round and round, just like what he's doing. Hopefully you don't paint yourself in a corner. So there's another aerial view, I guess, of all that we're going to do. Like I say, there's roughly 50 acres, plus or minus. We have fed cows out here for a few years to help keep the brush down. We did some spraying, but not a lot. And we purchased this mower about 3 or 4 years ago, and now we're back to mowing it, so since the last time we mowed this, I think, was about 10 years ago. As long as I don't trip over any stumps, I'm good. And he decides to go exploring. There's a bit of a stump pile here, so he's not doing too much with these trees. Whoa! I think I got some sticks flying my way. I think it's time to get out of Dodge here. He's got this area kind of cleaned up anyways. wouldn't you know it, we get to the field for an hour, Van L shows up to do the air conditioning. Well, what we thought was an air conditioning problem turned out to be just a little more than that. He checked the pressures here on the compressor, and there was lots of freon in it, and I thought, well, that's strange. But it wasn't putting out cold air. But then we opened up the side panel, and this was just full of kind of a wet dust. I'm like, I usually keep this clean. What the hell happened? So thought, okay, well, I just neglected cleaning it. No big deal. And then cleaned it all out. Thought we got her solved. And I noticed there was a bit of a leak here, as you can see. And I was wondering if there was a hose leaking right up there. I thought maybe it was dripping. So I thought, well, I'll tighten it up whenever I get a chance. Cleaned this all up. Put 2 gallons of antifreeze in her because he was fairly low. And lo and behold, I don't know if you can see that up there. Well, up through there. Through there. Antifreeze started puking down. Oh, shoot. Antifreeze you could see dripping down over in the middle of the rad. Hopefully you've seen that. It didn't botch it up too much for you, but rad's pooched. What happens, the tanks, I don't know if it's not enough copper in there or what, but that's typical John Deere on these rads. They don't seem to last, and it's not an A&I either. It's an actual John Deere part. They don't seem to last very long, so I guess she's I'm not saying MIA, but non-functional for now until we get a new rad. I guess we'll get the other tractor on the mower, but yep, always something to fix. Well, it's the next morning, and I just thought I'd show you what we done last year. This is what we call Hanks, and this was mowed last year because it was starting to get away again too. Here's some of the bigger trees that Dad was able to mow down. It's getting, like I said, that's getting fairly big to cut, but he was able to go over that and just kind of leave it. And just down now is just the undergrowth. Now there's a stump there. So promoting the grass to grow a little more. There is some leafy spurge out here. I'll probably come out here maybe with the big sprayer, maybe do some patchwork as I'm doing the spurge, maybe do some of this brush, kind of help keep things in check so it doesn't get away on us again. And then we did have to use the dozer in some spots, like over there, because I think there was there was a stump pile over there at one time. Of course, you couldn't go in there with the mower. So, and it was starting, and it really got away on us, so the dozer was the only thing to use. So that's how we're doing it here. Try to get some extra grass to grow in some of these spots. This was also logged here 20 years ago. And so yeah, we want to just kind of make use of what we've been able to, somebody got use of the trees to make chipboard with, and we're maybe getting some extra grass out of the deal. And there's no stones here, so we don't have to worry about that. It's just the stumps and the aftermath we had to deal with. So if we had to mow it once every 10 years to keep the growth down, what the heck? And maybe spray a little bit here and there. So probably what I thought was a win-win for everybody. So on that note, we're gonna call this a video, and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.